All right, so grades are final today. Once I put them, I'll put some grades in the grade book over the weekend. And then we'll be good to go. Distributed property and using the order operations as well as the distributed property to find values of expressions. So we know expression is something that we can simplify or solve for. And basically today, we're using the order of operations, the PEMDAS, and distributed property. Questions about that? I told you today would be like basically using everything we learned on Monday and on Tuesday. Talk to your partner about what you wrote for expanded and what you wrote for factored.
I had 4 times 4 plus 8
So first write it 6 times 4 plus 6 times 8 minus 6 times 2.
On the what one?
The first one.
But you didn't write it down.
Yeah,
Do we need to solve?
what did you do?
Yeah.
6
times 4 times 6 minus. You just said plus.
No, I didn't. It's 6 times 4 plus 6 times 8 minus 6 times 2.
So you have this as your expanded form.
Okay, what did you
I
do
just
for
brought
the
it
other
down just a little bit further where I had 24 and then 48 and then 12. This also could be plus negative 12. And then down here, I factored out the 8 because there's an 8 in this grouping and there's an 8 in that grouping. All I'm doing is adding, so I know I can find a common factor, so I pull the 8 out. And I'm left with 3a plus negative 7. Those are your answers for those 2 questions. How are we feeling about that? Where we are? We got some of this, some middle. Okay. We'll be doing more of that today. Please go ahead and turn to page 86 in your book. I'll have the answers. Let's wrap it up.
86?
86.
Oh, what page?
So, that didn't come out very clear. So basically, we had to determine whether each statement was true. I asked you to do A, B, and A, C, and E. Up here, you can see they're giving us a problem, and then they wrote this problem in expanded form. Talk to your partner, is that true or not, and why?
Not true.
I'm just kidding. Wait, what do you mean? Hold on. Without doing.
So, A, this is true. This is a correctly expanded form. This is a partial product, like in EDM and everyday math. They took the partial product of 432 and they turned it into 432. And they did 50 times that, and then 50 times that. What you'd see for a partial product, right, it would be more about 430, and then there would be a 50 times 2. But they just did it that way, and you can do it that way as well. Questions about that? What about C?
C is false.
C is false. Why? Addie.
Because there is no thousand.
Okay. Yeah?
Because they can't just substitute 998 for negative 1,000.
Yep. So that's 1. Right? I mean, if you're going to take a partial product, that would be like 990 and then 8. But what I'm confused about is that this is a negative times a positive. So we're going to get a really big negative answer here. That's a big negative. If I do a negative times a negative, I get a really big positive. And then I'm only adding a small negative over here. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't work out. Now, if this was a positive 1,000, it'd be different. That'd be a different conversation.
It still wouldn't work because I can't substitute.
But it would be a different conversation. E, you can see here, it's an expanded, and then they brought it down to more of the factored form where they pulled the 20 out. And then, of course, negative 70 plus negative 50 does equal negative 120. Here I'm going to get a big negative answer. I'm going to have a smaller negative plus a smaller negative. When I add a small negative plus a small negative, I get an even bigger even bigger negative. In absolute value terms, right? I'm moving further from 0. So I just wanted to kind of review that. Today, pause. I wanted to make sure. Homework. You guys, this is only part of the homework.
What?
This is due on Tuesday. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick to Tuesday or Wednesday for the test because I really need to look at some data. I need to look at your partner scores as well as some of your retakes and then kind of figure out where we're at. I want you to do well, so if I need to take another day, I definitely have some cool stuff to help with like order of operations and stuff like that. Okay, please get your notes out. So on your note, you can see we got Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
He buys a package of beef jerky for $2.19 and a bottle of Gatorade for $2.69. So Patrick's out shopping before the big game this weekend. In Kansas, they have a 4% tax. This is how taxes work. If I bought, let's say, a bottle of Gatorade, and let's say it was $1.50, and I pay a 4% tax on this, I multiply this by 0.04. Because 0.04 equals 4%. They're the same thing. It's not turning today. Something's up. So, my Swivl feels like I do. It's like giving up almost. Well, it has. But it's still recording. So, here I go 0 times 4 times 0, 0. 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. This is holding 1, 2, 3, 4 place values. See the decimals? So I'm just counting the place values. So now I can take this decimal and go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I was to buy a bottle of Gatorade for $1.50, it would cost me $6 in tax.
So it would be $1.56.
It would be $1.56 to buy the Gatorade. So what I need you to understand in order to tackle what Patrick's dealing with up here is that when you multiply by a sales tax, it doesn't tell you how much you're going to pay total. It tells you how much you will pay in tax. Does that make sense? It doesn't tell you how much you're going to pay total. It just says this is how much you're going to pay in tax. So now that you know that, I want you to try to figure this out because he's going to buy the beef jerky and the Gatorade. That's going to be taxed as well, so he's paying tax on top of that. Then he's going to buy a gallon of milk, no tax, because Patrick Mahomes, he loves his gallon of milk before his big game. I don't know if you knew that. That's why he can throw so good. And then he has a coupon because if you're only making $6.5 million a year, you need a coupon of $5 to save a little bit of money. Okay. So, got a lot going on here. I want to see you and your partner try to tackle this. What would be a number sentence that you would write for that? Go.
Yeah, I'm going to Gatorade for $2.69.
Yeah, I know. $6.5 mil is not enough, baby. Yeah, save that
Sales
$5.
tax on these items. Also, there's no sales tax on milk.
Yeah, you can try to solve it. I'm not looking for a solution. I'm looking for a number sentence that would show what he would pay.
Why is it all gray?
Eli, make sure you guys work together.
Write the number sentence instead. Show the amount. So can we write a number sentence including the $5 coupon?
Yes.
Whatever one we want. Oh, sick.
You create a number sentence that would make sense.
Okay, so we're gonna.
So I saw someone have this already. Okay, I walked by, someone had this on their paper. What does this give me? What is this going to? What does that represent? Connor.
They're adding the 219 and 264, and then adding or multiplying it by 4%.
But what is that going to give me? What?
The two items, the beef jerky and the Gatorade and tax.
It's going to just give me the tax, just like Otis said. This is just the tax for the two items. Okay, this is nothing else other than just the tax part. All right, now that you know that, that might help you guys for the rest of this.
Wait. Are we gonna learn about discount or whatever? I don't know any percentages.
We'll work on. Oh yeah, we'll work on it.
Oh heck yes. All right.
Yep, that's Jeff.
Can you write the number sentence? Yes, you can. You can write it back.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you?
When would I subtract that from?
Minus 5. No, you can't. No, guess you could if you really wanted to.
All right, so I saw this as well. Now, Justin. So what does this represent?
Tax.
Just the tax. What does that represent? The cost of the items. All right, so Cam, we've taken care of the beef jerky and the Gatorade and the tax for both of them. This is going to calculate the tax. This is going to calculate how much the beef jerky and the Gatorade cost. So now what do I do?
Then you can add 200 or not $2.19 plus.
That's what I did right here.
Oh, so you're right.
Yep. So now what?
Next you're going to.
Tatiana?
Or are you gonna add the milk to it?
Gotta add milk.
Oh, right.
I think he drinks the milk in the huddle. I'm not sure.
I think he drinks like an energy drink.
And then what's the last thing I should do here? Because the milk doesn't have tax. So it's just its own. I could actually put the milk in here as well, since these are the items that he's buying, and this is the cost of the items. That's the tax. And then there's one more thing. What is it, Peyton?
The coupon.
The coupon. So do I add $5?
No, you subtract.
I subtract $5.
Who has a coupon that can add $5?
Yeah, I'll just.
Oh, come on, you shop at Kohl's. I shop at,
I've never actually gone to
No?
Kohl's before.
Oh, I love Kohl's.
Never.
Oh, Sam.
What
Kohl's?
is that?
It's a clothing store.
Oh, wow.
They got Kohl's, Goodman Clothing.
Why would you?
That was mine. I get paid by Kohl's.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Why would
Y'all
you-
believe me.
No, but say it again.
Why would you add 219 and 269 again?
Okay. The reason why is this is just telling me how much tax I'm going to pay. It doesn't tell me how much the items are. It just says, oh, you're going to pay that much more tax. See, Braden, if you remember, if I bought a Gatorade for $1.50, when I do this multiplication, it only tells me you're going to pay 6 cents in tax.
Ooh,
So then I have to take the 6
nice.
and I have to add the $1.50 to get the total cost. So, I want you to think about distributed property, expanded form. Okay? How could I write this differently? Go.
I'm already done.
Yeah, so now go for it. Write that another sentence a different way.
I'm gonna miss the unit test.
Hmm?
I'm gonna miss the unit test. I'm gonna be in Kansas all next week, pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah, write it down.
You can always make it up when you get back.
No, but it still stretches me out.
How do you write your work?
Why are you going to Kansas?
My aunt had a baby.
That's why you have to go to Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To go see
Yeah.
the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just show me how to write that another way. Did you ever do that?
Wait.
How to write that number sentence
so
another way.
I wrote this and then I put that down there. Like this thing you wrote up on the board. I don't know. Is that correct?
Well, that's the way we wrote it. So it's
Yeah.
another way to write it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you erase it, it becomes white.
I wasn't gonna print off the paper.
What happened to it?
Me and my, I had a wicked headache this morning. It's gone down to like level 3, but
It's not good when it's at level 3 either.
no, it was at level 7. It hurt. All right.
Blink.
I could take these, I could add these together, right? That'd be, so when I add decimals, what do I do?
You have to line up decimals.
I have to, say it again, Ashton?
Line up the decimals.
I have to line up the decimals. So I would go 219, 269. Again, the decimals must be lined up when I'm adding. 95, that's 18, that's 23, carry the 2.
There we go.
That's 7, that's 9, plus 9 is 18. Carry a 1. 2 and 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 3 is
8.
11.
That's what I meant.
So, I have, that could be 1183 minus 5. And then what could I do with this over here? What would the distributed property tell me I can do? I could distribute the 0.04 to there and there. So I could turn this into 0.04 times 219 plus 0.04 times 269 plus. That's what I wanted you guys to see, is that this is the way I set this up. I could do distributed property and I could do it this way. This is going to find the tax of the beef jerky. That's going to find the tax for the Gatorade. That's going to be the cost of the beef jerky, Gatorade, and milk. And then Mahone whips out his $5 coupon. Braden.
I'm still confused on why that would be 11 plus 2 plus 3 equals 4 plus 1 equals
Did I
5.
add it wrong?
Plus 3 equals 8.
8.
Yeah. I know it.
Oh, my head. Yeah, I would be confused too because it's not 11.
It's 8.
I don't know
Like
where I
I
went.
said.
I added 3 twice. I added 3, then added 3 again. I don't know.
And he still woke up half an hour later.
Whew,
than he said he
boy.
wanted to. And he didn't get it done.
Be there.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, you'd be like, yeah, Mr. Brown, you're wrong on that. Any questions about this? Okay. We got about 30 minutes. We want to definitely practice tackling some of the problems we've got now. Some of these are from yesterday. Some of you might have made it down to D1, but now I have D2. I have D2 and D3. And then I put the page numbers on here so you don't get confused. A, B, C, and D, good problems. All right?
Are they good, really? Are they really good?
Yeah, they are.
Nah.
D is painfully.
Okay. It's not. You're just not seeing it. I'm going to show you.
Boom.
So I was hoping you were going to see it today. But you didn't see it.
I'm just visiting my aunt while we're in Kansas.
Huh?
Also visiting my grandpa.
Your what?
My grandpa.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Is there a common factor?
This sucks.
3
In
and...
the hospital.
Yeah, he too much was there.
3.5.
Why?
He's cancer.
That's why.
It's good. It's good, though. You muddled, and now you know you can't take the 3. You can't just take the whole number. So you
Are
have to
you
understand.
kidding me?
Now, I could have shown you that. Well, I could have shown you that, and it wouldn't have helped you total understand. But what you came up with was great. And then today, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
15 minus 1.
3.5 times 15 minus. Yeah, I know. You can start on D2.
Does Hennessy like me?
Okay, and confused voice.
Huh?
Okay, and confused voice is what she said.
Okay. Like that voice?
No?
Okay. Like that one? The one that she does like.
Kind of, except more Hennessy's.
Okay. That's it. Okay. Okay.
What is it equal? Sometimes if you keep it in that fraction form, you don't quite see it. And you're like, oh, just move the decimal.
On what pages?
You gotta solve it.
82, 20,
Apply the order operations.
82 shotgun shells.
As well as.
What?
So they're doing expanded form. You need to write in factored form, so you gotta pull out the factor.
That's stupid.
Where do you see this common factor between both groupings? Three and a half. So that means I can take 3.5 and I can pull it out of here.
Why?
Okay, because 3.5 times this minus 3.5 times that is the same as.
Because we're staying with my aunt Sunday night. We're waking up at 2 o'clock in the
My
morning.
dad
That's
made a
easy,
12-hour
because what's
drive
15
and an
minus
8-hour
5?
drive. We're on our way to Arizona.
And then 3.5
My
times
door
10?
to my mom's door is about. I'm gonna
Not
be.
30 and a half. No,
It
no,
is
no.
14 hours and 56 minutes. We made it in 10 hours.
If I write it this way, does it
And we
help?
weren't even speeding. That's just because we have a freaking badass truck. What do you guys have that are you guys?
If I multiply by 10, all I have to do is move the decimal.
What?
Depends on which vehicle we drive. With my dad's truck, his off-road truck, my mom's car, or my dad's. No, I don't think he still has that car.
What car?
And my dad used to have a car. I don't know if we still have it.
Was it a cool car?
Oh yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Very nice.
Oh.
Me and my brother scream at each other in it, so.
You did those
Because
yesterday?
there's 2 back seats and 2
You and
front
your brother
seats.
what to each other do?
So me and my brother don't get along at all. he's annoying.
Is that right?
In the back seat, there's no space in between. It's just 2 seats, and we end up screaming at each other for hours. I don't get along with my brother.
I get along with my brother and my sisters.
D? Okay.
That's hard when you don't talk to them really ever.
Let's get, I want to see some, I already did
I
not.
talk to my brother maybe once a week.
No, you probably talk to more than that.
No, I don't.
You probably sleep
I
in
live in my room.
Hey, you
I live
don't.
in my room upstairs almost all the time. He stays downstairs on the Xbox.
In the shed.
And sometimes in the shed, sometimes in my room. Depends.
You have an Xbox in your room?
Yeah.
360 or 1?
Xbox One X or S or whatever it's called.
In your bedroom?
That's
Yeah.
like where you have like.
And what do you
10
guys
less
play?
items.
Depends. I have a lot of things.
You play GTA?
Right, yeah.
Sometimes I have it. Not my first pick, but
What's your first pick?
probably one of the Call of Duty games. Call of Duty Overwatch. Or my animation tablet.
Your what?
My animation tablet.
The hell?
It's a huge tablet that you can draw
Does that
on.
make sense? So let's look. This is what it's asking. So what can I do to make this problem easier? So if I go 3, now, this, 3.5, I'm gonna have to multiply by 15, then I'm gonna multiply by 5, but there's an easier way. I can pull out the 3.5, take that
No,
factor,
but my room's
pull it out,
massive.
because it's here and here,
My room
so
is
then
a little
it's,
bit smaller than this room,
Got it.
actually. A little bit smaller.
now that's easy. Yeah.
So I think
Right?
you guys have a big
3.5
house.
times 10.
Yeah. Really?
Maybe that's
You know
one
big
more.
as mine? Or no?
I
Probably
don't
not.
know how big your house is, so I can't say that.
How much stories is your house?
Alright, copy here.
How much stories is your house?
2, except it's wide.
So am I just finding the value of this?
Oh, there's also the basement and an attic.
So that's
You are
4.
solving that, but what they're asking is to,
Four,
they're asking
yeah.
is to
Technically.
So you
use
have
the
the
sugar
main
cube
level,
property first.
the downstairs, and then a
Well,
basement.
it's
to
actually more of a
factor
crawl space under
3.5,
our house because you have to
blah,
go
blah, blah.
outside
So
and
it's
open
asking
up
to find a factor in
a
here. What's the
door
factor?
that goes under our house.
No.
So technically,
Half.
crawl
You
space.
can't just take the whole number, you have to take the whole
Even that.
thing. Nice work. Nice work. Good.
What color is your house?
Gray. Like gray.
Oh, that house.
Yeah.
I don't think you know which house.
You wanna bet?
Sure. Okay. What does it look like?
Oh. Yeah.
There's a
2
massive
times
one
3 is
behind
what?
that. There's
Oh,
2
wait,
of them in
you can't
town.
do it that way. You can't.
Is it the one by the school or not by the school? Because I live by the school.
That's
you
the
go
one I'm
2.5
talking about.
times.
Yeah.
What color is
That's
the
it.
balcony?
What?
The balcony. It doesn't fit in.
You know this. I was just there like 2 days ago.
So what's the comment?
Not in my
Because
house.
this is expanded more. So,
Why were you at my house?
I was knocking on your door, but nobody was there like 2 days ago.
At what time?
it'd be,
Like 10.
you have 6 times 2.
Oh,
What's
we were
6 times
probably all
3?
asleep, Boston.
So
Because,
what they're asking you is take this
Normal people
expanded
sleep?
and write it like
yeah.
this.
Well,
Well, I was in my room on my
6
Xbox.
times
I was in my room on my
2
Xbox.
plus
My parents were probably asleep. My brother's probably downstairs.
Now, that equals
Doing
5,
what?
right?
Most likely sleeping or eating dessert. Probably break into the freezer again.
He broke into the freezer.
He really does it a lot, actually.
Huh?
He actually breaks into our freezer a lot.
You're not doing
I don't know.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, my head must have hurt really bad this morning. I'll get rid of that. Yeah. Man, I'm so sleep. Thank you.
It was like,
I specifically pulled that one out
and
because
like there's different names because the exact same problem.
no, they're by beef jerky and Gatorade.
Different names.
Alright, what color is the roof in the porch?
It was dark.
It's doing the other way. Here, they had expanded form. Here, they have factory form. So this is going to turn into
Yeah, it's most likely dark.
17 times
But why are we at my house exactly?
8.5 minus 17 times.
In the middle of the night.
Because I felt like it.
Probably wasn't my house.
Does that make sense?
bet.
Sure.
Well, you
Nobody
can
knocked
now.
on the door and there was a window.
Just say that
It's
you
like
can
up here,
solve
there's
this
like a
both
window up
ways.
here.
You could go.
Like,
What are the two
like
numbers?
a door-sized window.
Yeah.
And what color is the balcony?
And somebody was walking.
Now, I could solve it this way.
Somebody was walking.
What way?
Art, I can't see inside your house.
That's one way, right? The easiest way is just do order of operations. 8.5
Right
minus
on someone's
3.5
walking.
is
You can't see inside the
5.
house.
17
Yep,
that.
totally. I don't know why you
And
believe
what
me on
street
this
was
one.
it?
I don't know why you believe me, but it's kind of retarded.
It is.
What? That you believe me?
I don't believe you.
I bet. You're just for believing me.
I don't believe you. There's no possible way you at my house at 10 o'clock at night.
Just every way possible. There's this thing called Google Earth, and then there's this thing called somebody telling me their address.
Who?
You.
So,
And
this
I
is
did
pretty
I tell
hard
you
to
my
do,
address?
right? This is
Huh?
not-
Did I tell you my
You did,
address?
you tried it, you were
What?
over here.
When did I tell
But
you
watch
my
what
exact
happens if I do it
address?
differently. I'm going to take the 3
When
out.
you
out.
were-
I told you I had a vacation place in the gym. I didn't tell you my address.
Yes, you did.
What is it then?
It's like
Who's that turning
starts with a 2, right?
No.
A 1.
You're kind of like 5 numbers off?
A 7.
Oh, you're really close. No.
A 6.
Yeah.
to? So sometimes what they're trying to show you is,
Yeah,
hey,
I knew that.
look at it and be like, can I take something out and make this easier? And
I
obviously
did.
At
taking
school,
out
you
3
can
and a half.
show me where my
Man,
house
it makes
is.
that
What?
back.
You can
Then
show
times
me where
that.
my house is
That's
after
easy.
school.
At basketball practice.
I'll actually probably do. Maybe I should play that.
You could Ashton, don't we have basketball practice after
I know, I've been on that part.
See, told you.
Everyone go to D3.
I'm already there.
You're not on
The first
D3.
one. So Otis, can you read the question?
What would you say to someone who is wondering whether to apply the distributive property or the order of operations first?
Sorry. So what would you say to someone? You would say order of operations. Why?
Well,
Okay, because you like the order of operations better? Okay? Yeah?
I said either one because you get the same answer.
Either one will get you the same answer. Okay, that is true. Ashton,
I said distributive property
why?
because you can flip the answer instead of the same. Flip the numbers instead of the same answer.
And my answer would be no, there is no right answer here, Otis. Because, you heard Callie, she likes the order operations. It works better for her. Fine. My answer would be sometimes it's better to look and say, is there a factor that I can pull out? Because if there is, all of a sudden I'm not doing tons of multiplication. I do that multiplication one time as opposed to many times. Sometimes it's easier just to do the multiplication and get the answer than look for a factor. It all depends. But if there is a common factor, usually it's easier to do distributed property if there is. Pull out that factor, that reduces it to one multiplication as opposed to many. Okay, wait. Let's hold on. Let's look at this. Good. Nice work. Okay. Can you give me that question again?
I'm not saying I know where I would.
But I tightened it and I was able to untighten it. That's the thing.
Okay. What does that mean?
You didn't tighten it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's an order?
Yes, I did.
In order.
It's like for a second, third, fourth, right?
Yeah.
What's
Right,
computation?
fractions can get this one.
6 plus 4, 7 plus 3, 5 times 2, 4 times 5. So basically they're asking you, can you take that problem and put it in a different order?
I won't try to get that stuff.
You get the same
What?
answer.
You're like this.
Yeah.
You don't know where I live, Austin.
What?
You do not know where I live.
Yes, I do.
You're sure?
Yes.
So in D1 we have this.
Jesus.
Or do you know where my neighbor lives?
You see something that you can pull out?
It's totally possible you're friends with your neighbor.
Who's your neighbor?
So pull out three and a
Jonah?
half,
No,
no.
last name, no.
15
Who?
minus.
Jonah. He's an 8th grader.
No. That's the top.
Does he go to the school?
15 minus 5, right?
He
15 minus
doesn't.
He
5.
goes to Montessori?
No, he goes to this school.
What?
He goes to this school.
Jonah. Does he play basketball?
I don't know. He plays basketball in his backyard. Does that count?
You got
Does
two friends
does
going
he have a
hiking,
big
right?
house?
For each,
White and blue. Kind of big. One
for
story.
each 4 hikers, she buys 2 bottles of water.
Jonah.
Each.
No, there's no Jonah.
That's what I was
In school.
reading it because I saw you answer 5
graders,
items.
right?
And then she buys 3 packages
And I know
each
Okay.
of trail
Catch
mix.
it. It's at me after every.
What they're doing is they're trying you to do an
My neighbor
expanded
throws
form.
ketchup packets at me after every hot dog day.
90 minus 6. What's
D2 is just like D1, except they're doing it in factored form.
I didn't even answer you, but okay.
No, you don't have to. They're asking which way do you think is going to be better,
5.
right? They're saying if you apply the order operations to blank, you get this.
Shells.
What value do you get if you apply the distributed property? What value would you get? So they want you to show the
460.
values of the distributed property. You don't have to solve it.
That was easy.
Times 7 minus 17 times 300. And that would be good. Okay? Because in the end, what are you going to get? The same, right? You remember Rob, right? He's like, I'm always here. Okay.
For me, I want to do it. Why?
He comes to the same
Because you don't want him
answer.
to be able to do it when you can. Yep.
I can try again. I'll try it again.
That's what's wrong.
somehow that after the basketball practice, he showed at
That's
that
one
house
way to do
magically.
this. But now,
Knocked on
hey,
the door.
two bottles of water. 2 bottles of water.
Because I have to
Person,
go
right?
to Denver tonight.
So you don't know what would.
Guess I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, this right here. This is what? This right here. Is for how many people?
Okay. Alright, I tell you this as my fingers would
Nice one.
tighten.
Hey, can I see your G2? Careless genius.
I am not a careless genius.
I mean, she gets it right, so.
No, it's pretty accurate from my understanding.
It
You were gonna work on it. So that's, so you, wait. Whoa. Whoa. She has. I think I told you. One F. I'm not speaking.
You're welcome, Cameron.
Yes, correct. I just want to see if you figured that out. And then you could do the 2 and the 3 times 4. Okay, what's this there? Rock and roll. I take it back. All right, guys, go ahead and put away your. We will continue this work tomorrow, Monday.
Thank God. You are really out.
I don't feel good.
Well, you're super pale.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Maybe Donna wanted to go to.
And you guys have soccer practice.
That was awesome.
You have basketball practice.
Basketball's more fun than being a freaking raspberry, okay?
What?
What?
I have no idea.
Yes, I do. I tried soccer and I was embarrassed of myself.
Well, that's different.
More fun. It's more fun. I repeat, more fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right.
No,
Hey.
funner is not a word.
What?
Thank you. Come on.
Fun.
Oh, I just got some more classes. Then I gotta go like lay on the bed and soccer practice. I'll let you do something. All right, guys. What was I gonna? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Exit ticket.
No. Do the review sheet that you grabbed at the door. Your homework for the weekend isn't just the review. It's 13, 14, and 15. They are good problems to get you ready for the test. They're not going to take more than like last
5
night's homework,
hours.
5 minutes.
That took me 3 hours, okay? For reals.
That's because you worked on it for 1 minute. Then you took a 2-hour and 57-minute break.
Okay.
And then came back and worked on it for 3 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened.
And then I guess it took me the.
Thank you.
See? Which means I worked on it all night long. I worked on it 2 seconds at a time every 5 minutes. Oh, man.
It took me literally like an hour to figure out 12A.
Oh, no. Wait, write your answer as a decimal?
That was me. All right, guys, listen. Don't do the bottom, just do the top, and don't worry about the decimal. I was in a different space.
You have a hard.
I made so many mistakes this morning. I couldn't think. My head hurt so bad. Just write your answer.
What do you mean by writing as a decimal?
I don't know, okay?
48
I'm
plus
not
6.
sure.
What is 48 plus 6, Callie?
I don't. Yeah. Austin was knocking at my door at 10 o'clock at
48
night
plus 6.
2 days ago. Austin
There you go.
so I live and
I
I
don't
said,
know.
haha.
Wait, accuracy?
The guy was knocking at the door at 10 o'clock in the
Are we turning this on Monday?
Would you like our exit tickets?
No, we're going to score those on Monday.
something inside my head. I really did.
Wait, you can't leave yet, guys. You're a little early.
Train like come on, like a Beyblade. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
I think I'm just going insane.